We're checking in on some of the developments in the Gafcon world, and one of the really exciting ones is the Bishop's Training Institute. Samson Moluda is here with us. And Samson, really, it was 2016 when you retired as a bishop.
As a diocesan bishop.
Tell us the story of the Bishop's Training Institute and how it came about.
I think the whole 2016, the same year when I retired, the bishops met in Nairobi, the archbishops, the primates, and their concern was that this newly consecrated bishop, they need to know what is happening and what sort of bishop that need to be formed for our time to meet the challenges that are there. So they said, I think we better invest our time and our thinking on training bishops, especially those who are coming on board, so that as they start from what is there, from knowledge. They don't have to make mistakes like some of us did before we knew.
What are the goals of the Bishop Training Institute?
The goals are that so that we have bishops, first of all, who are going to give leadership that are based on the scripture and leading the team so that the church grows. The church meets the challenges of our time today. We do justice to the Great Commission that the Lord has given us. And so with that in mind, they needed to have bishops who are equipped for that particular purpose. And since most of the time we don't have any special training for bishops, a lot of time we learn from our colleagues.
Our
mistakes. So they felt, I think, we better have ways of bringing the bishops together, those who are being consecrated. And then we give all that we can so that they begin well and continue well.
What sort of training, what sort of inputs do you have?
Well, we normally have 2 conferences in a year, one in May and another one in October, inviting these newly consecrated bishops from all over the world where Gafcon has influence. We bring them together, and then we bring in other experienced, trusted leaders within the Gafcon constituency to give them important topics that we feel are very important.
So what sort of topics do you cover?
One, we cover the issue of leadership. What sort of leadership that is required of a bishop today. We give areas of what is to be a bishop from the scriptural perspective, from the traditional perspective, from the experience that we know, and how to exercise that one, mainly for the growth of the church and for mission. But of course we are aware of the reality of the work. So we bring in experienced people that are able now to share their experiences. And 2, we are also aware that bishops come in, they get very excited with the job. And sometimes they are not realistic about the stresses of that job.
Someone told me it's a lonely job being a bishop. Is that right?
We try to address that by saying, look here, we need to develop connections with one another, collegiality with one another, and to develop support groups. And the bishop to be very close to his clergy as, of course, the shepherd of them. Secondly, we try to make sure that they are realistic in terms that you are a leader, yes, but also you are somebody's husband, you are somebody's father, grandfather, and so we try very much to help them see that they balance their time very well, because they've got also to exemplify the sort of family that they want to have as a church, because we believe
managing your own family.
Exactly. Your children, as it were.
Now, 120 bishops have attended in the 3 years.
Yes, because we have had 4 conferences, and we are planning a 5th one next month. And so we bring in not more than 30 at a time. And we are very glad that the last one, we were able now to bring them together with their wives.
And how do you keep in contact with the graduates?
We have developed what we call our WhatsApp group, where we keep in touch. They bring in what we call the feedbacks, prayer items. We have, sharing sermons, particularly Easter and Christmas. And it has been very, very good. We have built up our team like that. Yeah.
Now, the early conferences were in Africa.
Yes.
But more recently, Brazil.
Well, we've been having them in Kenya, particularly because it's quite easy to reach Nairobi from all over the place. But we have realized that when we do that, then people who come from very far, they find it quite challenging. And we have felt that now we can spread out. Like the next one, we are planning to have it in Brazil or Argentina, South America area. And the plans are working very well, and I'm sure that will happen. And from there, we intend maybe to move to Southeast Asia. And who knows, next time maybe in Australia.
Great. Samson, thanks so much for talking to us.
Thank you.